Hey everybody, I'm going to be talking in this video about week 5, which is the week of February 7th, and what you need to be doing for this particular week. So again, we're doing 4 chapters. Okay, so for the chapters we're covering, starting with chapter 19, deals with nutrition and heart disease. So you're going to be learning a little bit about our dietary pattern and how that can contribute to cardiovascular disease. So you've got a lot of the same stuff that you've been doing every single week. So I'm not going to go in depth for each one. Just make sure that you're going down the list and completing them in order as I have posted them under this particular module. You will see, though, a new item here, and that's an extra credit opportunity. So for those of you that would like to take advantage of this extra credit opportunity, being that we're talking about heart disease, we know that having high levels of serum cholesterol is a big risk factor for cardiovascular disease. So a great way to determine our risk is to find out what our cholesterol levels are. So for this opportunity, I'm going to ask you to get your cholesterol levels checked. So that means you need to go to your healthcare provider or a lab setting and get a lipid panel completed. So that's where they're going to test cholesterol, but also fasting glucose to see if you're at risk for diabetes. So when you do your lipid panel, you need to fast for 12 hours prior to the test. So you want to make sure you don't eat or drink anything for the 12 hours in order for the numbers to be accurate. So a lot of insurances will cover this. Obviously, if you don't have insurance, a lot of pharmacies in the area offer sometimes free screenings, but they'll also offer it for very low cost as well. So check into that. Now, also, if you have gotten a lipid panel done within the last 6 months, you are more than welcome to use that to complete this assignment. As long as it's within the 6-month window of this week's assignment, you can use that. So in order to get the full points, you're going to submit the actual lab results, which is worth 5 points, and then you're going to also answer these 4 questions below regarding your numbers. So you can go back into your textbook under chapter 19, and it's going to tell you what your numbers should be, what's healthy, what's not, and you can kind of compare your numbers to see where you are at. So you're going to upload all of that into the assignment folder, and that will help us to determine, what our cholesterol levels are. So it's important to know because a lot of people are walking around today with high cholesterol or at maybe a risk for diabetes, and they don't even know it because it's on the inside. So I encourage people to get those numbers checked, be an advocate for your own health care, and find out what those numbers are. Once you're finished with that, you're going to move on to chapter 20, which gets into vitamins. So you're going to learn just briefly about vitamins. It's going to break down all the different vitamins and go through the functions of those vitamins and consequences of deficiency and overdose and so on and so forth. So chapter 20. Then chapter 21 gets into phytochemicals and why phytochemicals and phytonutrients are so important in our dietary pattern. And then finally, you're going to finish up with chapter 22, which is nutrition and cancer. So another chronic disease that's out there. Many people suffer from it. So dietary patterns also can be a contributing factor. So let's go through and read about how our dietary pattern can contribute to our risk. Once you're finished with that, the final thing I have is an actual presentation. So for this particular week, you're going to be assigned a vitamin, and you're going to be creating a poster board, and you're going to do a presentation on it. So if you click on this link that says read this to find out what your assigned vitamin is, you can see that I have all 14 vitamins listed here, and then I have your names beside particular vitamins. So whatever your name is beside, that is the vitamin that you're going to be creating a poster board about and presenting on. Now you'll notice the first 3 have 2 people listed beside them, and that's only because there's more than 14 people in our class. So some of you, I had to double up and give you the same vitamin. It does not mean that you are doing it together. You're doing your own separate presentation and your own separate poster board. So just so you understand that. So that's where you're going to find out which vitamin you are actually assigned. Now, if we go back, I want to show you the scoring rubric so you can understand what you're going to be graded on. So let's scroll back down right here that says read the poster board and presentation instructions and rubric. So here you can see again that you're going to be assigned a vitamin, and next week you're going to be assigned a mineral. So what I suggest you do is go get a poster board, and you'll use one side of it, one full side of it for the vitamin, and then you're going to flip it over and use the other full side when you do your mineral presentation next week. So when you create your poster board, I want you to make it eye-catchy. I want you to make it creative, but I also want you to make it informational. So the scoring rubric you can see here, number one, is we need to have at least a 22 by 28 inch poster. So it has to be at least that big. It can be bigger, but that's the minimal size. Next on your poster board, some things that I want to see are, number one, the RDA. What's the recommended dietary allowance of your vitamin? Now, please make sure that you only identify the RDA for the adult. So usually it'll say age 19 to 50, males need this, females need this. That's all I need to know. If it breaks it down into a lot of different age categories, you do not need to list all the different age categories. Please just list the adult male and the adult female and what the RDA is. Then I also want to see what are the functions of your vitamin. Okay, some of them have multiple functions, so you're going to list that on your poster. Then I want to see what are the consequences of deficiency. So if I don't get enough of it, what are some consequences that we could suffer? And on the flip side, what if we overdose? If we get too much of this vitamin, are there any overdose consequences? Then I also want you to list just some good healthy food sources of your nutrient. What are some sources of your vitamin? And then I also want to see what would I need to eat in one day to meet the RDA. So for example, if I say the RDA is 50 milligrams of my vitamin, I might say if you have a half a cup of this, it has this many milligrams in it. If you have 1 cup of this, it has this many milligrams of it. If you have, right, so I might have 3 or 4 or 5 different foods listed there and the amounts of those foods, and then how much of my vitamin is in each one of those amounts. So if I ate all of those foods in one full day, it would add up to 100% of the RDA. So list normal foods, right? What would we normally eat? What could we eat that's pretty normal to meet the requirements? In addition to that, we want to see other interesting facts. So I encourage you to go out into reputable sites and research your vitamin a little bit more than just what you have in your textbook. Obviously, your textbook is a good reputable source of information, but there's also other sources out there. So I'd like you to go explore that a little bit and try to find some other interesting information about your nutrient that might not necessarily be listed in our textbook. Then, of course, you're graded on eye-catchy, creative on your poster. It's reader friendly, so it's easy to read your writing or whatever you've put on the poster board. So please make sure you're doing that as well. And then lastly, upload the video within the assignment folder that I've posted. Make sure when you do the video that you are speaking clearly and loudly. Make sure that you have the poster board in sight. So you're standing up in front of the camera and you have the poster board beside you. So I can see the poster, but I can also see you in the video. So I need to see both you and the poster when you're doing the video. So this is the breakdown of the presentation and the poster board. So you can see it's worth 30 points. So you're going to upload that into the assignment folder. So in order to make a video, I'm going to show you. If you go all the way down to the assignment folder, which is, let's see, I got to load more at the bottom here. So if I go down, it says Submit Vitamin Poster Board Presentation here. So if you open up that assignment folder and you scroll down, you can see that you can hit record. So you're going to go ahead and say record video, and then you'll be able to see, well, I can't do it because I'm making a video right now, but you'll be able to see yourself, and then you can hit record. You can record up to a 30-minute video. Obviously, yours is not going to be that long, but this is how I want you to record it, is right within the assignment folder using the webcam on your computer. Again, make sure you're positioning yourself so I can see you, and I can also see the poster board as you're doing that presentation. So that's where you're going to upload the video, and then also I want you to upload a picture of your poster board itself. So I can click on the picture and I can zoom in on it so I can get a closer look at your poster board as well. So those are all the assignments for this particular week. Please make sure you're submitting them by the February 13th deadline. Also make sure you're getting your exercise in and for the week and documenting that as well. So have a great week, everyone.